We had dreams of a house with a white picket fence, a couple of kids running in the yard. You know, the whole 9 yards. I was saving up for a ring, already picturing the look on her face when I'd get down on one knee. Life felt like a fairy tale. But as I learned, fairy tales can turn into horror stories in the blink of an eye. The text was a simple, "Can't wait to see you tonight," followed by a string of emojis that made my stomach churn. The name wasn't mine. It was one of her coworkers. My first reaction was denial. It had to be a mistake, a misunderstanding. She didn't. The look on her face said it all. I wasn't just losing my girlfriend. I was losing my best friend, my confidant, the person I trusted most in the world. The days that followed were a blur. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I just existed in a fog of betrayal. Every corner of our apartment held a memory, now tainted. Packed her things, each item a fresh stab to the heart. Handing her those boxes was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Seeing her drive away felt like the final chapter closing on a book I never wanted to end. For a while, I let myself drown in that pain. I shut out my friends, ignored my family's calls, and wallowed in self-pity. I kept asking myself, why wasn't I enough? That question haunted me, chipped away at my self-worth, until I felt like nothing. But then, one morning, something shifted. I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the hollowed-out person staring back at me. I was tired. Tired of the pain, tired of feeling sorry for myself, and most of all, tired of letting her betrayal define me. That was the moment my revenge story began. But it wasn't the kind of revenge you see in movies. It wasn't about getting even with her. My revenge was going to be my success, my happiness. I started small. I forced myself out of bed and went for a run. It was brutal, but with every step, I felt a tiny bit of the anger and sadness leaving my body. That run turned into a daily routine. I started hitting the gym, channeling all my frustration into lifting weights. I wasn't just building muscle. I was rebuilding my confidence. Next, I focused on my career. I had been coasting, comfortable in my job, but not really pushing myself. Now, I had a fire lit under me. I took on new projects, worked late because I wanted to, not because I was avoiding an empty home. I enrolled in online courses to learn new skills. My bosses noticed. I got a promotion, then another. I was no longer just going through the motions. I was building an empire for myself. I also reconnected with my friends and family, the support system I had foolishly pushed away. I apologized for shutting them out, and they welcomed me back with open arms. We went on trips, tried new restaurants, and just enjoyed life. I started new hobbies, things I'd always wanted to try but never made time for. I learned to play the guitar, started painting badly at first, but it was fun. For the first time in a long time, I was doing things for me. About a year later, I ran into her. It was at a coffee shop. She looked the same. I, on the other hand, was not the same broken man she had left. We had a brief, awkward conversation. She told me things with the other guy didn't work out. She said she was sorry and that I looked great. And it's all because I chose to turn my pain into my power. So if you're going through something similar, remember this: that it hurt, but don't let it destroy you. Use that pain to be the fire that forges you into a stronger, better version of yourself. Your best life is waiting for you. Thank you for listening to my story. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.